Islanders, that's it. It is over. That's all she wrote. Royal Caribbean's ultimate world cruise is now complete. We will share some facts and statistics and what's next for Royal Caribbean and world cruising on the show today. We're also sharing video of a passenger in Alaska who was thinking that his ship was leaving him. He runs to his ship, and you'll be amazed to see what happens. We have the video to share with you on the show today. We're also going to share this news from Greece. They're hopping on the fee bandwagon, as other countries have the last week or two, as they are now set to charge passengers fees for visiting the Greek Isles. We all need some time on the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. Hey, big happy Tuesday to all you Islanders. We hope that you're having a great day. We are right here on Island Time. My name is Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax on the islands together. We're going to get all caught up on cruise news on the show today. Welcome back to those of you who watch us just about every single day. We have many of you who are watching us, discovering us for the first time. We invite all of you to subscribe to this channel, become part of this community as well. We are starting the show talking about Royal Caribbean's world cruise. It has been quite the adventure to follow this. First off, Royal Caribbean announced this world cruise. It would be 274 days. It would be on the Serenade of the Seas. And it was questionable whether or not they would have a response enough to fill the ship. Could people commit to 274 days? You could buy sections of the trip if you wanted to. You could buy the complete trip. But is there an interest to be on board that long? Is there an interest to visit all 7 continents? We went from that to everything that spurred from it. We went from that to TikTok stars and reality stars, people who are on the cruise creating content that now have millions of followers. If you missed out on this ultimate world cruise through social media, you truly did miss out. But the world cruise is now over. 274 days have passed. The passengers today pulled up to the port of Miami, where Royal Caribbean said, your cruise is done. Royal does that. Cruise lines do that to all of us. We all hate that day that we come back and it's time to get off the cruise. It is difficult for us to do that on 4-day cruises, 7 and 8-day cruises, 14-day cruises. It's tough to get off the ship, and I can only imagine how difficult it is today for these passengers, some of them who have been on the ship for 274 days. They've stayed in the same cabin, the same bed. They've got to know each other. They've got to know the crew members. And now they have to leave. I understand it's difficult, but Royal Caribbean is not done. They have plans. Let me quickly recap here. This world cruise, it's amazing. The statistics that are there. 2 different captains help guide the ship, literally, around the world. They were recognized for their work and their efforts. There were 150 destinations. All 7 continents were visited. 65 countries were visited. The passengers had a blast. And Royal Caribbean has already said there's going to be a reunion for those who sailed on this world cruise. They're going to sail together in Alaska in about a year from now. And Royal Caribbean has already announced that there will be another ultimate world cruise. We don't have any details yet, but we do have a couple of you who are interested in this cruise, or at least sections of the cruise. It will be on board the Serenade of the Seas. Again, we don't know if it will be 274 days, if it will be longer or shorter, but there's interest out there. And it only makes me think about, is this something I could do? Let's play the game for a second. If money was of no object, or maybe you have enough money to make it through life doing whatever you want to do, maybe you have the time you can take off work, maybe you're retired, maybe you could work on board. Would you look at booking a cruise that was 274 days? Could you stay on board and be entertained and live a normal life for 274 days? Is it something that you would look at? Or hey, 7 days is too long for me. I can't do 10 days. I have to do the 4 days. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Would you be interested in a world cruise? It will be fun to see your responses on that and to follow Royal Caribbean's news as they are working right now on the next Ultimate World Cruise. Let's get to cruise news story number 2. A passenger visiting Alaska enjoyed his day in Alaska and was headed back to his ship in Alaska when he thought he had a surprise. I will share this video with you right here. This man who, returning to his ship, ran up to the pier and thought that his ship had left him. The lines had already been tossed. He was running up on the Crown Princess. The Crown Princess was done. Done boarding. We're done taking our passengers. We are leaving. And this man, you see him, he's running. He thinks he missed his ship. And people are saying in this video, if you find it online, oh no, he missed his ship. Oh, poor guy. This is awful. This is terrible. He turns around after knowing there's no way he's getting on the Crown Princess and finds someone there who's able to help him. And the person that's able to help him said, no, you're not on that ship. That is your ship. He's actually selling a Norwegian ship. And the man, you could tell he was relieved after thinking that he missed his ship. He had sprinted like Usain Bolt. He was relieved to know that, no, that's not my ship. I'm actually on the Norwegian Bliss. The Norwegian Bliss is my ship. There's confirmation that the man made it back on the Norwegian Bliss, but you can imagine the heart-pounding moment when he thought he had missed his ship. He is back there now on board the ship. Can you imagine how he felt? Can you imagine the moment when he thinks that he did something wrong, when he thinks his ship had left him? Could you imagine that? A stressful moment for sure. There's a lot of us who enjoy watching those pier runners. You don't see a lot of them in Alaska. You do in Cozumel, Mexico, and places like that. But can you also imagine the relief that was upon him as he realized, I'm actually on a Norwegian ship, not a princess ship. We're thankful that in this pier runner story, it actually ends with a happy ending. Do you like to spot pier runners when you cruise? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We've all been there. We've all thought that we've been late for something. We've all thought that we lost or misplaced something. We've all had that moment where, oh no, what am I going to do? And then sometimes you remember, you wake up and something was a dream, or you find something that you lost and you feel relieved for sure. Can't wait to see what you say about that story in the comment section below as we continue to share this new kind of phase, this new era, the fee era that we are in. We shared news regarding Cozumel, Mexico, and other places in Cozumel charging a $5 per passenger fee. That was last week. We've seen other places as well. Venice has done this. New Zealand has done this as well. Places that are charging passengers simply to visit via cruise ship. It is on the rise. There's not much that you and I as passengers can do about this. Greece is now going to implement some of these same fees, hoping first off to raise revenue and raise funds, because you and I will pay for this fee to visit Greece and different islands. Depending on the island you're going to is going to depend on what you have to pay. But it's something that's new, and we're going to see how far this goes. I'm not sure how far it's going to go. Greece will now charge 20 euros, around $22, for those cruise passengers who visit Santorini, which is the top spot to visit in Greece. So many people book cruises because the ship is going to Santorini, number one place to visit. But if you visit Santorini or Mykonos, which Mykonos is the number 2 place to visit, we were there just a few weeks ago, you're going to pay $22 to visit these places. I'm not sure if it's $22 each. I hope not. I hope it's not. That would be $44 per person. Most of the time, ships will call on both of these ports of call. They're close to one another in proximity. If so, that's $44 per person. I hope that's not the case. I hope you just have to pay the $22 one time. But the government is doing this, of course, raising funds, trying to limit how many passengers and how many cruise ships visit these islands. They say that there's a problem, the too many cruise ships and the large cruise ships. One problem that we see with large cruise ships is that some ports of call don't want them to visit, or don't want them to visit very frequently, and that is exactly what we're seeing. The government there in Greece and the locals there in Santorini are going a step further, as they want to limit the number of cruise passengers that can visit to 8,000 total in 2025. Right now, that number is almost double that. Around 16,000 passengers are visiting Santorini in the summertime. They want to cut that to 8,000. The local population there is like 12 or 14,000 people. So you can imagine the difficulties that there are to get around the city, to provide food, and for restaurants in the city when you have around the same number of visitors as you do locals who live there. It's very difficult. Other Greek islands are going to have these fees as well. They're not going to be as much as this. They'll be lower. But no other news other than that. Like I said, we don't know if you're visiting multiple Greek islands, if you're going to have to pay this fee per island, or if it's just a one-time charge. We don't know. And what we don't know as well is how far is this going to go? We've seen now around the world, literally, some countries are implementing fees like this. We have no say-so. We can pay the fee and visit, or we can look for itineraries that don't have places that are charging these fees. But I don't like it. And I don't like it that cruise lines are not going to cover this fee. They're going to pass it on to us, right? One way or another, they are. Let us know your thoughts. Are these fees getting out of hand? Is it getting to the point maybe that you look at your itinerary to make sure that your itinerary that you're going to plan and book is not going to visit these countries who are charging this fee? Let us know what you think in the comments section below. Islanders, that is the cruise news for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. We hope that we gave you a moment, just a few minutes to get away from reality. I know that all of you are busy every day between work and kids and grandkids and the demands of life. It's nice sometimes to take a break, to take 10 or 12 minutes and relax together in the islands, discussing what all of us enjoy, and that is cruising, that is cruise news. We do our best to share the news transparently, to share it as it is, to apply it to how it affects, of course, the news of the day and how it could impact the industry. We hope that you appreciate it. If you do like this video, of course, if you're not subscribed, be sure to do that as well. If Amanda and I could ever help you along your journeys in cruising, let us know. Shoot us an email at travel@bookislandtime.com. We would love to share your adventures that you're going on. If we can help you in the planning and booking process, we would love to be your travel advisor and do that as well. It costs you nothing at all. And we get to know one another as friends, part of this awesome community. We hope that you have a great day. We'll see you in the comment section below. We'll see you on our Facebook page and tomorrow, right here on Island Time.